Hello, agents and all sub agents. So, this is training 101 on Moisture Macy products, how to use it, what type of product to give, what type of client, and just a little bit of background on all things that I have learned in my time as being a Moisture Macy agent. Tips and tricks on products, what to do, what not to do, what to look out for. Let's go. Let's talk 24-hour matte foundation. When do you sell this to a client? When they have oily skin or extremely oily skin? Let's play it safe because in the winter months, people might feel like their skin is oily, but it can be dehydrated or they can have dry patches. If they have dry patches, this will show. They will not be happy with the end result. So we are only going to sell the 24-hour matte foundation to a tough skin that can actually handle this product. So oily to extremely oily skin. Alright, what to do when a client comes in and only purchases this? No primer, no day cream, only this. Make sure to ask them, what do they have at home? Because I found that some of my clients still have a Maybelline or Essence primer at home that they still want to just use until it's done. Then they will come back and purchase a primer from me. Please tell them that other products do not work with Moisture Macy products, because if your client goes home and they apply a silicone-based primer with this, it will separate. Also ask, what does your skincare routine look like? What day cream do you use? If they tell you that they use a normal SPF, say no, it's not going to work, because a normal SPF is very oily. That will also affect the foundation. Also ask, what day cream do they use? Because some day creams are very rich and oily, and it can also work against this. So please make sure you ask them what products do they use at home, and if they don't have anything, give them the day cream and the Moisture Macy primer. Tell them that the products work hand in hand together. It's like chocolate cake and caramel. They need each other. So that this needs its base to look its best self. So when you have clients that struggle with psoriasis or eczema, please don't sell them the 24-hour matte foundation because they will complain. This is too tough for a sensitive skin like that. So it is winter. Our skins are dehydrated and very dry. So my point is to sell this to your clients with very oily skin that can handle this product. Please teach them that skin prep is key when it comes to this. You need a fair amount of day cream, you need your primer, and then you go in with your 24-hour matte foundation. If they feel like the product is still drying out their skin, please convince them to purchase a brightening serum and a vitamin C serum from you, and then mix it well into the product and then apply it onto the skin. So the ratio must also be perfect when you do this. If you take 2 blobs of foundation, take 2 squirts of serum, mix it well with a brush and then apply it to the skin. Please make sure you educate your clients on how to apply this foundation, because if they are not educated, they will apply this using their fingers, their hands, a brush, and the way it dries is the way it will look for the whole day. So please advise them to do sections of the face and make sure that the section they are busy with is perfect before going on to the next, because this dries down very quickly. I always advise my clients to do this part of the face, this part of the face, this part of the face, so that when it sets, it's perfect. Ask your client, do you have the right tools to apply this? Do you have a foundation brush? Do you have a beauty blender? If they use a foundation brush, make sure you advise them to go in with a beauty blender straight after and to press the product in the skin. Otherwise, the streaks of the foundation brush will dry down and then it will look uneven and not nice. So when they use a brush, always tell them to take a beauty blender, wet it underneath a tap, and then you press out the beauty blender into a towel. It must not be wet. So whenever they apply it with a brush, they can just go in straight after with a beauty blender and just make the skin even, and that way they will have the most flawless finish. Make sure to ask your client to let you know or keep you informed on how this works for them. So in cases where a client's skin is extremely oily, you can then give them a powder. But first, let them wear this for a day and give you feedback before selling them a powder and asking them to apply a powder as well. When they have like certain parts of their face that is more oily than others, you can then advise them to put on a layer of powder. Not too much powder because we don't want them to look crusty, but just like a little bit of powder just to get that oily T-zone or wherever it is on the skin, just to get that under control. So remember, never ever sell clients this without giving them the necessary information on this product. And then also ask feedback. If the client's foundation separates or it looks dry and dehydrated, follow the steps. If it still doesn't work, put them onto a new foundation. So in the winter, we will get a bit more feedback on this being, I don't want to say negative, but people experiencing issues because we are all human. We all are tended to get a bit dry. So just make sure you are on the right track with your client when selling them this. And then if you've tried all the steps, the day cream, the primer, the serum, the powder, then kindly advise them to switch over to another product. My last point, try the setting spray. The setting spray does make a difference. Advise your clients to maybe scrub twice or 3 times a week, because if you have dry skin or your skin is uneven, get rid of that texture by doing a scrub, and then the application of this will be so much smoother and it will just look nicer. Remember to not advise them to use too much powder, because then it will also look crusty and not nice. So just a teeny weeny bit of powder just to get rid of the oily spots. And also remember, if your clients use the concealer stick or the contour stick, please tell them that it's a cream product on top of the matte foundation, so it will not set like the matte foundation. So when they use the under eye concealer or the contour, please tell them to apply powder on top of those areas that they put the product, otherwise it will rub off or start looking creasy. And that is it on Moisture Macy's matte foundation.